Hey guys, welcome back. Mm, Okay, my stream setup is working. Yeah, it's been a while. I luckily got a freelance project and had to take a sudden hiatus to work on that. Now I'm back. Currently, the goal is to learn Vulkan. It's something I've wanted to do for a while, and I found a good tutorial series that hopefully I can finish in this week. And after that, we'll resume once again with the Unity UI Toolkit series. Um, yeah, let's get into it. Uh, Currently, this is kind of where we've started from. This is just like a starting script which we'll be deleting and working with again. And here is what it will look like once it's built. But I finish loading. Uh, Currently, it's just like a blank screen. It's not much. Is it getting called something else? Hmm. Okay, let me just make this permanent. Okay, let's switching. Okay, appears to be switching correctly now. Okay, so for now we just have a blank screen and this will improve later. Click close. Okay, cool. So let's get started with the series. Yeah, have it at like 1.5 speed.
Open up.
Let's see how it goes.
And if you look in your console, some output saying how many extensions your GPU supports. If you've got that, you're good to go, and it means everything has been set up correctly. And since we want to start from scratch, let's delete this code. So let's create a class to wrap some window-based functionality.
Also, one of the reasons for making this was to kind of get refamiliarize myself with C++. So let's see how it goes.
PP for Little Vulkan Engine window, but feel free to call your project whatever you want. I'll be using Pragma 1 since my compiler supports.
Okay, is he just like making this anyway? I'll make this in the source. Let's see, click add new item. LVE LVE underscore window out HPPP. Alright.
We'll put our code in a namespace, also called LVE, and let's make a class for our window. Start by creating a private variable.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, I think I figured out why
That is a
everything
pointer
is
to a
lagging so
glfw window.
much. I had my computer in silent mode. So now hopefully things should be better. What is this
LVE_window.hpp
Pragma
for Little Vulkan Engine window, but feel free to call your project whatever you want. I'll be using Pragma once since my compiler supports it. If your compiler does not, don't forget to use define header guards. We'll put our code in a name.
Let's try it out and see if my compiler works. Pragma once namespace LVE. Okay. That's done. Class window.
That is a pointer to a glfw window. We need to
Pointer to a window. Why? It's private glf w window, then star window. Okay. We can hide this later and test if everything works with or without it. Yeah.
glfw3 header file. So as mentioned in the development environment tutorial setup, glfw is a platform agnostic windowing tool. This means we can use it to open a window without worrying about if we're running on Mac, Windows, or Linux. We include this define of glfw include Vulkan to signal that we want glfw to also include the Vulkan headers with it.
Yeah. Hash define gl include Vulkan.
Now, let's add a helper function which we'll use to initialize our window, and some member variables to store the window's width, height, and name.
Console, console.
For window name, we will use a standard string, so we'll need to include that as well.
Okay, let's add all of this. Yeah, it's all under private. So void emit window constant width constant height std string window name. Std has no member string. Areas to hash include string. What's the other one? Hash include std package. Std arrow. Yeah, that didn't work. What is it called? What? Okay, let's save all this.
Next, we'll create a public constructor which takes the values that we'll use to initialize our member variables. And we can't forget to have a destructor to clean up our window for when we're done using it.
Public. My window. Function definition for this not found. Is there a way to like change the formatting? Format. Format. Format selection, format document, edit, view, tools, custom tools, options, format. Not so sure. Concerns, code styles, paste, indent and format, default formatting style. Let's look this up. General indentation. And increases. General engine, wrap and spacing. Let's check this out. For Visual Studio C++ default formatting. code and style options. See what they have to say. How old are these screenshots? Range window layout. Let's go on color scheme. Sage blue. Linter. DualSense view. Show for both tabs and variables. View. Enhanced. So I learn code and style options. Either of these have been helpful. General. LLVM versus Google versus Visual Studio. Bringing client ID to Visual Studio C++. Let's see, edit view. Tools. For cleanup. Cleanup. Unless does it do anything? No. I'd rather just stick to the default then. Okay, let's continue the tutorial.
Okay, so now add a corresponding CPP file for your method implementations. We'll include our header file and put our code in a namespace. Let's start by implementing our constructor.
Let's add new item CPP LVE window. Alright. I guess this would have to go into like the header files. Now over here include only window http namespace only window only window. What is with this? String height with height window name.
Then in our
Okay, the name is curly brackets. Hmm. Now let's see word glf init. Let's see what's next. Hmm. glf window client API window hint glf w window hint. Resizable fonts. Hmm. Window equals glf w create window. Oh my gosh. Window window height window name null pointer name.
parameter, we can ignore this as it's related to if we're using an OpenGL context, which in this case we're not. Finally, we can't forget to implement our destructor where we need to destroy the resources we required at initialization.
Hmm. Destroy window. Oh, this is so much worse than doing this on VS Code. But sadly, I couldn't get the thing to get set up properly. Hmm. Let's create it as well. Hmm. I don't. Why are we doing HPPP instead of just .h? Yes. So now let's just follow along. First, ah, what is Google searches .hppp versus .h? Let's see. There are a couple of reasons for having different naming of C versus C++ headers. Oh, okay. I mean, okay, it's specifically for C++ headers. Oh, okay. Cool. I will stick with that.
Add a private member variable for our LVE window. So when our first app class is created, a window will be created.
Okay. I'll just start with all of this. Dash include all the window HPPP. Namespace. Oh my gosh, what is this? Let me just disable the windsurf plugin. Let's see, packages, extensions here. Manage extensions, windsurf. Objects installed windsurf. I'll just disable that for now. Modification will begin when Visual Studio is closed and open. Also, rename this HTTP. Namespace will be save all this and restart. Save. Mhm. Now let's open it again. Visual Studio. Today's goal is to at least make it through the first video. Because today there's a lot of setup stuff that's also clearly happening. Why does this take so long to load? Should I just get like CLion installed? Okay, it's back. Okay, oh, we window we oh wait, first have to class app. plus first tab target let's say view window window tab to autocomplete is not there. Tab to autocomplete. I'll just search it up. Visual Studio. Tab to autocomplete. I don't know why that's not working. Whatever. This tab not working. Why is tab not working? Oh my gosh, why is tab not working? Whatever. It's working here. Whatever. We window. We
Created and opened, and when our first app is destroyed, our window is automatically destroyed. Note that we're not
public static const expression and width. How do you use the autocomplete in this? Width equals 100. Let me try switching out from callback. Yeah, that doesn't work either. Visual Studio tab to autocomplete not working. Tab code completion. Is it because I did like some alt? Static. Yeah, navigate to options and telecode. Yeah. Select advanced. Use inline text style. General advanced. Apply whole line. Do I have Vim installed or something? That's what messing it up. Extension. Let me see what all I have installed. I'll share that thing. And test adapters. I don't have anything for Vim. Let's see Vim. Startup. The right arrow key works, so tab does not work. Why? Okay, I was still looking for an answer. From the menu, select tools, import. To one of the default collections of settings. Yes. Okay, I won't do it now because I don't want any of my stuff to get undone. But I guess that's on like a project basis. Okay, I save my current settings. Next. Finish. On GitHub Copilot setting. Tools. Const. Why? Why is it not formatting? It's not doing code cleanup. Startup. That's such a weird issue. Automatically indent. General. C. Text editor. C++. General. tabs and then smart code cleanup. Style codes, case center, code style. Lintel. Try to disable that. Has been disabled. Yes. How's this weird issue? This is an Intel code option or Copilot. Oh man, like a spins and needles. How do I remove Copilot? Settings, disable. Options, disable everything Copilot. Disable. I will get a Copilot as a whole. Yeah. Is there no way to like log out of it? Manage the subscription. I haven't subscribed to it. What? Nothing should be there because I shouldn't be logged in. There's some weird setting, account option, account options, Copilot, general. Thought I disabled everything for this. Close. Let me save. Let open it again. Maybe the stuff gets fixed in the 2026 version. Visual Studio, remove Copilot. Okay, let's see if it works better now. Not at all loading. Startup, const, and right, all 600. Okay, now that I've disabled all of Copilot stuff, let me try re-adding the winds off. Installed, enable. It was has to be like a restart thing. Visual. Okay. Now let's see how good or bad this is. Const and it's okay. This is what I was looking for. GitHub Copilot and this messes things up. Okay. Close, 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 close. Yeah, not that. See width. Width. Width height Vulkan window. What did I name it here? Let's keep it the same name.
Add a run function, and for now add braces, so it has an empty implementation. We'll fix
I can finally do tabs. Okay, and edit void run. Void run. Only window run. Let's keep this blank. Name CPP.
Now, in our main file, include our first app class and add a main
Hash. Dude. Let's see, first app HTTP and name OVA, first app, app Oh my god, that's so annoying to use. Jar app.run will sketch. Stop putting the brackets there. How do I make? How do I change that formatting?
Includes C standard lib, IOStream, and standard accept.
Okay. Hash include cstd lib. Hash include IOStream. Now we first start std accept. Hash include accept. Std search.
And let's return either failure or success for our program.
Return exit success. Why is it showing an error here? Hash include IOStream. And name. App is undefined. V null. An intelligence CH file was not generated. So potential fixes. No. First hash include std accept.
If I try making my program now, I'll get an error because I haven't updated my makefile. So for those of you who are also using a makefile, here's my simple makefile, and I'll change it to use all CPP files in this directory, and also add a dependency on our header files. But most of you should not have this problem if you're using an IDE like Visual Studio or Xcode. I recommend using whatever you are personally most comfortable with, as I won't really be covering this topic. Now, if we compile and run our code, we can see the program is successful, but nothing happens, and that's because our run function is empty. Start by removing the empty implementation for run in your first app header file, Let's create a corresponding CPP file.
Yeah, for now, let's just run this. Save. Let's see. Yes, this even from what? I want something from inside the project. Ouch. That's what's breaking everything. Yes. There's a way to glue this. Okay, well, let's try again. Save. I would have caught this if I was using Visual Studio, but Visual Studio Code. But alas, I have some weird bugs. Okay,
Include
now first app.cpp was add item cpp first dash include first app space we okay while live window should close. glf probably poll events.
case, a user click the X button to dismiss the window. So now let's add this should close function into our LVE window header. Add a public function.
Let's make this bool should close return glfw window should close. Window okay, let's do this one LV window Control X. Save.
Okay, let's save our files. So now let's add called should close. Events can be things like
Okay. Void. Post. Not done. Control X. Control V. And save. Yeah.
FW function querying whether or not the user has tried to dismiss the window. Okay, let's save our files, build and run, and nice. We have a window, we can move it around.
Okay, let's build it. Let's see what shows up. Void.
And nice.
We're calling our channel from somewhere.
Okay, so now let's add this should close function into our LVE window header. Add a public IDE like Visual Studio or Xcode. I haven't updated my makefile. And I'll change it to use
build update. First HTTP. And let's save this. Void run. Is that the issue?
Include our first app header. Add our namespace, and let's implement run.
And the window.
The glfw function querying whether or not the user has tried to dismiss the window. Okay, let's save our files, build and run, and nice. We have a window, we can.
Okay, let's try it again. Okay, has run correctly. Nice. Vulkan window. Nice.
Delete the copy constructor and copy operator from our window class we wanted. So that's pretty much it for this lesson. One last thing we may want to do is delete the copy constructor and copy operator from our window class. This is because we're using a pointer to our glfw window. Throughout this series, we will be adhering to resource.
Let's see. LVE window. const and delete. Remove this invoke oneself. Invoke oneself. Just open the settings for oneself. Enable colons, false, language server proxy. Let's close this, save, and open it again. My gosh, my rules. Let's see if it loads everything correctly. Okay, still loading, I guess. Okay. What did I do? Right. Only window and operator. Yeah, let me test if this is all working. I think we'll finish up with this here today. I have to update some other things. So yeah, it's working. I close. I close here. Yeah. See you all tomorrow. Hopefully things are a bit better and smoother as well.